an ambush.
Oh my God, it's an ambush!
It's an ambush!
Of course!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to an ambush stream. We have breaking news, breaking news. I suppose it should not be surprising news in the grand scheme of things, but all things considered, it kind of ticks me off. Let me take you back just a little bit. Take you back to not too long ago from our esteemed president back in May when Donald Trump had the verdict handed down to him about his case. President Joe Biden says, Trump verdict shows no one is above the law. No one, everybody, no one is above the law. Not even Donald Trump. Not even Donald Trump is above the law. Yeah, you know. But, and then about a month later, actually, not even a month later, like maybe 2 weeks later, there was a little interview with Grandpa Joe regarding his son.
As we sit here in Normandy, your son Hunter is on trial, and I know that you cannot speak about an ongoing federal prosecution. But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
Oh, well, so Biden would never pardon his son, never try to overrule, due process, never try to overwrite a jury's verdict on such a thing. No. Because nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law. And this was reiterated not too long after that.
Let me go back to the first question of the briefing. I know you said not a lot's changed since yesterday and that it's a personal matter, but from a presidential perspective, is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Oh, no possibility. No possibility the president would pardon his son who has been convicted of federal crimes on gun charges and etc. No. Because Trump isn't above the law. Nobody's above the law. Biden would not pardon his son. Press secretary reaffirms, would not pardon his son. There's not even a possibility. Oh, but except then, of course, the date becomes December 1st, 2024. And what do we have? December 1st, 2024. Statement from President Joe Biden. Today I signed a pardon for my son Hunter. From the day I took office, I said I would not interfere with the Justice Department's decision-making, and I kept my word, even as I have watched my son being selectively and unfairly prosecuted. Without aggravating factors like use in a crime, multiple purchases, or buying a weapon as a straw purchaser, people are almost never brought to trial on felony charges solely for how they filled out a gun form. That's all it was. Those who were late paying their taxes because of serious addictions, but paid them back subsequently with interest and penalties, are typically given non-criminal resolutions. It is clear that Hunter was treated differently. The charges in his cases came about only after several of my political opponents in Congress instigated them to attack me and oppose my election. Then, a carefully negotiated plea deal, agreed to by the Department of Justice, unraveled in the courtroom. Yeah, why was that? Was it because the judge took a look at it and said, wait a second, this is a bit shady? Oh, but never mind due process, with a number of my political opponents in Congress taking credit for bringing political pressure on the process. Is that what happened? Okay. Had the plea deal held, it would have been a fair, reasonable resolution of Hunter's cases. Well, talk to the judge, that whole due process thing. No reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he is my son. And that is wrong. There has been an effort to break Hunter, who has been 5.5 years sober. Even in the face of unrelenting attacks and selective prosecution. Selective prosecution, you say? Oh, you're right. You know what, Joe? You're right. That would be wrong if that was what had happened here. That would be wrong. You gonna pardon Trump? I'm saying, in trying to break Hunter, they've tried to break me. Joe, you're broken. You've been broken since before you ran. And there's no reason to believe it will stop. Enough is enough. For my entire career, I have followed a simple principle. Just tell the American people the truth. Just tell the American people the truth, guys. That's all Joe does. That's what's guided him throughout his career, everybody. Just tell the American people the truth. That's all he does.
As we sit here in Normandy, your son Hunter is on trial, and I know that you cannot speak about an ongoing federal prosecution. But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
No, the truth, everybody. That's the truth. Joe is telling you the truth. That's the truth. That's the real truth. For my entire career, I have followed a simple principle. My entire career, I have followed a simple principle. Just tell the American people the truth. They'll be fair-minded. Here's the truth. I believe in the justice system, but as I have wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process, and it led to a miscarriage of justice. And once I made this decision this weekend, there was no sense in delaying it further. I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president would come to this decision. Well, I'll tell you what, Joe. Conflict of interest. And if there truly was a miscarriage of justice, I got one word for you, Joe. It's irrelevant now because you've made it irrelevant. But I got one word for you. It's called the appellate court, Joe. The appellate court. But, obviously, you believe in the judicial process. You believe in our system of justice. And that's why, obviously, you would never lie to the American people. You'd never say one thing 1 minute and then just a couple months later completely reverse on yourself. No, of course not. No. The principle that has guided you throughout your entire career has been just tell the truth. Right, Joe?
As we sit here in Normandy, your son Hunter is on trial, and I know that you cannot speak about an ongoing federal prosecution. But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
Oh, well. There you go, everybody. There you go. Yes, President Joe Biden. Now, I have seen people online and elsewhere say, what, you're surprised by this? Is it any real surprise? And I got to tell you, no, it's not. But here's the thing. If tomorrow there's a headline telling me about an atrocity in the Middle East, a school shooting, another murder or something, will I be surprised? No. Does it make it any better that it happened? No. Joe Biden is a lying sack of poopy. I'll be friendly here for the sake of a family channel. Lying sack of poopy. We already knew this. He's been caught plagiarizing, etc., and so forth. He's lied out of his side of his mouth for his entire career. I only tell the American people the truth. My entire career has been guided by one principle. Whatever. Utter nonsense. So on this basis, then, here's the thing. That now mark those who are defending Joe on this. Screenshot those tweets. Screenshot those articles creating apologia for Joe on this one. Keep them safe somewhere. And just you wait until Trump decides to pardon himself or pardon a friend or a family member, whoever. Anybody that should be questionable conflict of interest. Just hold on to those and then go check back on those same individuals and see what they say when Trump does it. Because here's the problem. You set the precedent, you can't complain after the fact, or your complaints will fall on deaf ears. I mean, I wouldn't be any happier if Trump were pardoning his brother-in-law or something. And nobody should be. Utter nonsense. But here you go. Liar, liar, pants on fire. A month to go before he's out of office, and this is his legacy. This is how he wants to go out. Nobody's above the law. Remember, guys, nobody's above the law. You know, the Trump verdict shows us that nobody is above the law. Just to remind, all right, back in May of this year, Biden says Trump verdict shows no one is above the law. I had somebody on Twitter. Can I pull this up real quick? Let's see. Am I still... let's see. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I had somebody on Twitter said, his son was found guilty. He isn't above the law. Yeah, except that a pardon erases the conviction and consequences of a federal crime. It basically wipes the slate clean. It's effectively an expungement. The cope has already started. Oh, man. Again, am I surprised? No. Does that make it any better? Any more right? Any more just? Any more not a precedent for future presidents to feel comfortable in doing similar things? No. It wasn't right the last time a president made a pardon in favor of a family member or a friend. Doesn't make it right now. But I guess it's more egregious in the fact that he went on camera and had his own advocates speak on his behalf, assuring that it wouldn't happen. Yeah, he doesn't believe in the system of justice. If there really was a miscarriage of justice, if it really was an overzealous prosecution or something else, that's what the appellate court is for. We have mechanisms for these things, but Joe Biden doesn't care about the rule of law. Roasted Pins. He lied about Hunter's sobriety, too. Remember the cocaine found in the White House? Well, you know, it wasn't necessarily Hunter's cocaine. We don't know. We don't know. Play Trucker Zach. But Scribbles, this is Big D different. Yeah, I know. Big D. Big D. Sander Hammerschlag. What? Wait, no more hilarious pics of Hunter with crack pipes and Ukrainian hordes? No. Hey, he's free and clear now. He's free to do whatever he's going to do and sell his $500,000 crappy paintings that totally aren't some kind of money laundering scheme. But anyway, it's just a theory, just an opinion. Adam Myers. Hey, Scribe, the annoying guy who suggested Nature of Predators is here. I don't think you're annoying. I remember you from the Undoomed stream last night. Yeah, it was a rare honor, invited on by Undoomed to talk science fiction last night. And Adam Myers promoted a book called The Nature of Predators, a sci-fi intergalactic war type book dealing with, if not centered around, eating habits. And I'm not belittling the idea. That's just what it was. Let's see. Director Arcater, yeah, rules for thee, exactly. I mean, but by that same logic, Biden should pardon Trump. An overzealous, politically motivated prosecution that had a verdict handed down on a quote-unquote crime that almost nobody ever ends up being prosecuted for. Well, hell, pardon Trump's 34 convictions. Go ahead. I mean, it makes as much sense. Leanna Johnson, his son shouldn't get a pardon just because he is the president. No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't. You should let the courts handle that. You know, there shouldn't be some kind of royal family aristocratic treatment here. The Biden family is above the law. Utter nonsense. Wes Wolliver, now you can free all the J6 political prisoners. Yeah, what's Biden going to say to that? If you go straight to your own son, my own son shall not be subject to crimes. Well, if that's the standard, yeah, good luck. Like I say, anybody who's giving Biden any cover on this, or sympathy, or making excuses and so on, yeah, screenshot those things, clip those videos, hold on to them, and if Trump, or I should say when Trump pardons anybody in the near future, and somebody starts talking about presidential overreach or abuse of power or anything else, show them that. And you know what? depending on the circumstances, they might be justified in making that complaint. I don't like presidential overreach in giving pardons to people that don't deserve them, or there's not some kind of overriding actual evidence to say that some injustice has occurred. Now, if someone was wrongly convicted, if someone was sent to the death row or something under faulty evidence and was proven after the fact, and I wanted to use a presidential pardon to effectively clear their record, sure. This wasn't an actual injustice. This was somebody being held to account under the law. Oh, it was politically motivated. Yeah, but was it illegal? Did it violate the rules of conduct? Did he or did he not commit the crimes? Was he or was he not convicted by a jury? It's not your place. Let the system work itself out. Let the appellate process work itself out. Or but giving a free ride to your son. Absolute nonsense. Oh, but if you were a father scribe, wouldn't you do the same? Hell no. Either there are consequences for your actions in life or there are not. Giving somebody a golden parachute all the time creates what we call moral hazard if you never have to suffer the consequences of your actions. There's nothing to mitigate the likelihood that you'll do it again. You learn nothing. I wouldn't do that for my kid. If my kid screwed up, my kid would have to face the consequences. It is a life lesson, a hard lesson to learn, especially when it's a self-inflicted wound, but it's one everybody's got to learn one time or another. Oh, he's been through enough. He was an addict. Yeah, and whose fault was that? I know. I might sound heartless. I understand addiction is sometimes something that people have to struggle with their entire lives. Yeah, well, this had nothing to do with addiction. He wasn't prosecuted for being an addict. Alan Thyler, thank you so much for the how's it going, Dogcat Fox. Oh, Dogcat Fox.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, there's a Sinatra Says Dogcat Fox. Let's see. Let's see if I get this correct. Kasal Julamaya Julie. Did I get that correctly? Or Ulamaya Yuli? America has lost all credibility on the international stage. No. Joe Biden has lost credibility. This is what's the great thing about having to change out our presidents every 4 years. The integrity of our country and its values get to carry on despite whoever's sitting in the Oval Office for their temporary moment in the sun. No, Joe Biden, he had already lost most of his credibility, but in this case, certainly, he threw his credibility down the drain. Let's see. San, oh hey, a surprise Scribble stream. Yeah, brief one. Just a brief one. Just to vent a little bit and complain, because that's what I do. Colleen Bernier, senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Scribbles have a kid. Would it be called Doodles Mini? I am never calling a child of mine Doodles. Adam Myers, thank you so much. Makes me think of Euthyphro. Euthyphro? Is that's some kind of Greek myth or something that I should remember from my Greek mythology class, isn't it? Isn't it? I know it is. But now I feel dumb. Alice Morgan. Hi, Scribe. Hi, Alice. Advocacy. Ralph. Exactly. Yeah, Ralph Jr. There you go. Yep. That's it. Yep, when I finally have a kid, even if it's a girl, Ralph Jr. Socrates' story about the justice and divine. Yeah, okay. I was close. Greek, Roman, whatever. Similar thing. Scrabble, you may not, but what about Ranting Monkey? What about Ranting Monkey? He has to suffer the consequences of his actions too. Look at all those grandchildren his children have begotten him. 5 granddaughters. You have to suffer the consequences, slings and arrows of having so much, he's just girls around, girl cooties. Oh my God. It's just surrounded by estrogen. What is he going to do? Oh, it was a book by Oh no. Oh, now we got a philosophical debate in the chat. Socrates story? Was it a Plato story? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, anyway, guys, that's it. Just wanted to highlight the fact that our ridiculous president has done something ridiculous. It was not unexpected, let's say, but it goes against his own statements of fact elsewise, or statements of certitude. Yeah, what a capper. What a capper to a presidential legacy. On his way out, he completely hypocriticizes himself. Hypocriticizes? Anyway. Adam Myers, Plato wrote it, but it was about Socrates. Oh my gosh, everybody's right and everybody's wrong. Av Nodic, Socrates, yes. Bill S. Preston, Theodore Logan, Ted Theodore Logan, Socrates. Anyway, everybody, that's the stream. That's it. Just wanted to harp a bit on old Uncle Joe as he gives Hunter a free pass. The fun part is, boy howdy, Hunter better live the clean, straight, and narrow from now on because he's got no more get-out-of-jail-free cards. Oh, man. Do you think Hunter can go 4 years without tripping over the law again in a way that he has no coverage for? I guess we'll find out next time on Hunter's Hunted, the Biden Chronicles. Anyway, everybody, thank you for joining me for this brief ambush stream. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You can find me here Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern for TED Excellence. I go over TEDx talks and other things for TEDx Bingo. Also Sundays at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern for the Sunday stream where I talk about other news of the week. If this had dropped earlier in the day, I would have done this on the Sunday stream, but hey, here we are. I'm also going to be appearing on 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser on Tuesday night to discuss the James Bond film starring Timothy Dalton, License to Kill, in his ongoing James Bond review series. And you may find me, if schedules align, on various instances of Midnight's Edge in the morning or Midnight's Edge after dark. Go check out Midnight's Edge, the YouTube channels, various thereof. And also, if you missed it, last night I appeared on Undoom's channel for a 3.5-hour live stream talking about science fiction, our favorite science fiction properties, and discussing other such things. So if you need something to have playing in the background or keeping you company while you're driving a long drive, take a look at that. It might be worth your while. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things, even though everyone here is so well behaved. You have very, very little to do. Everybody who donated, thank you so much for your generosity. Very much appreciate it. Otherwise, everybody, hope you have a good rest of your Sunday evening. I hope you have a good week ahead of you. I hope you're all safe and well. If you're not well, please get well soon. The words will come out eventually, correctly. And elsewise, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.